I came, I saw, I had a fun time. Oh my goodness. So first things first, before I get into the video, I have to give a shout out to Ethan Castillo. He even signed it. This dude is 14 and he came up to me. He's a fan of the channel, and he gave me his book. And his book, this book is like pictures and drawings that he's done of like Spider-Man. And it's like, you see this? I'm like, that's pretty insane. I was blown away because I was like, not only is it like a book, like professionally done, but he has some talent. Like if he had been garbage, I'm like, oh, thanks. No, I'm joking. I'm joking. But it's good to, that he's going out there, he's hustling, got his whole little, social media and everything to contact him. So yeah, I wish him the best. Check out his website. So thanks for the book, man. I still have it. So one thing I have to say, it's really cool to see all these people in person, to see, Jacinda Chu again, to see, Bill Roseman, him being there, to see, Gavin, to see Eric, to see, of course, Bryan Intihar, to see all these people in person. So I had an amazing time going there and speaking to everyone. One thing I have to say is that everyone there really felt passionate. They seemed passionate about what they were talking about. Whether it was Gavin talking about his art or Bill Roseman talking about the suit design and how they came up with it. And I have to say much kudos to them, because I'm sure there's people out there who are just doing it to make a paycheck. And I get that it's Spider-Man, and one thing Gavin was talking about, I was like, it's surreal to work on Spider-Man. And he talked to me the most about, his artwork and how they work in tandem with, other people and having a collaborative team effort. And it was interesting to hear how they spoke about the character, how they spoke about, what they did or how they worked on it. And it was really great to hear that, because I asked Bill Roseman, I was like, yo, man, come on. Yeah, well, what's the dirty? Like, are you telling these people, like, no, you can't do that? No, you can't allow that with Spider-Man. Like how he didn't want, Spider-Man to kill anybody. He's like, yo, Spider-Man can't kill anyone. There's certain words he can't say. I think it was like ass or something like that he can't say. And, Roseman went off on, and he was like, oh, man, no, it's nothing like that. It's just like, when it comes to the suit and blah, blah, blah. And I was asking him, like, with the suit, it's like, were there certain, like, did you have to have a logo on it? Like, what is that? Like, how do you create a custom Spider-Man suit? Like, given that how iconic his costumes have been, like, what are certain aspects that you allow and what you don't allow on the costume? And Bill Roseman, he goes off, talking about the costume. He's like, well, the White Spider, we knew the White Spider. We needed something that people saw it was Spider-Man, but also saw, it was also Insomniac Spider-Man.
Same like Spider. It's shaped a little differently, but like when he swings, you always see him, and then when it's dark, you see him.
I was like, yo, it's very hard to tackle that, especially when you're dealing with, characters who people have grown up with. Like, I grew up with Spider-Man. Like, I know Spider-Man. And when I first saw the costume, I gotta be honest with you, I wasn't feeling it. I was like, what is this White Spider bull crap and everything? And the more I saw it, I was like, you know what? It's kind of growing on me. I kind of like it. And I know there's, you can say, well, that can be the same thing with anything. If you see it more often, you're bound to, oh, okay, I like it. And that's not really the case. There's certain costumes out there. It's like, I don't care how much I see Cosmic Spider-Man, I'm not liking the costume. That's a no for me, dog. So it was really cool to hear Bill Roseman talk about, the White Spider logo and how they had the side patches just in case he rubs against a building and stuff like that. Very much echoing what Jacinda Chu said about the design and everything. But it was important to understand that, Bill Roseman, what he said, he's like, we're working with them, but we're also working on other Marvel games. And that was the cherry on top, was to understand not only are they working with Insomniac to make sure this is going smoothly, but they have other games. He's okay. That's good. Oh, and we got to fix that he's handling. So it's like a real juggling that's going on right there. I wish I had this on video, but Bill Roseman, he went off on I want to say maybe 10 minutes, probably minimum, of talking about the suit. And we had this guy who was dressed up in a Spider-Man suit. I think he was the same guy from E3, honestly. In the Spider-Man suit, he was going over the design like this and that and this. But it was really interesting to hear his passion behind the reasons why he said it. Now, I don't know how much of it was canned, because you have to understand that's not a diss to Bill Roseman, but you have to understand these people, they're going to be asked the same questions. Like, yo, what's up with this white Spider logo? Why is the costume different? why'd you guys change it, this and that, and you have to have a response so that you're not caught off guard. Now, when it comes to the main guy, the big guy on campus, that's going to be Bryan Intihar. So my first impressions of Bryan Intihar is that, he's very much a bro. He's very much a chill guy, you can go have drinks with, talk about this and that, whether it's football or whatever the sport's going on. Like, he seems like that type of dude. He's not very, uptight, well, no, that's not, he's just like, yo. He may slip up from time to time, like, I probably shouldn't have said that, or this and that. That's what it seems like. Not that that happened here, but he seems like, he's just a chill guy. So it was really cool to just sit there and just talk to him, as like a fan of the game, and have him talk as like, a fan of the game, but also have that extra knowledge of him being that creative director. Now, what I have to say, he did look like, he was tired.
Hello, darkness, my old friend. I've come to talk with you again.
I joked, I was like, yo, Brian, you look like you need a drink or something, like, my man. Like, how long have you been here? And, I joked about it with that. And he, of course, he later mentioned this on Twitter, how he was, going through, he wasn't feeling well, right? I believe he said that he believes it was, like, food poisoning or something like that. And I joked with him, I was like, it was probably one of these Xbox fans. That's what it probably was. And he was like, no. It was cool to see, even despite what he was going through, he still had time to talk to fans, sign stuff, because he was signing stuff as he was talking to me, and it was really cool to see that interaction, that level of engagement from people who made this game. Now, one of the questions I asked him is, how does he go about choosing what to incorporate in the game? Because they really incorporate a lot of the fans' feedback, when it came to web swinging, when it came to tricks, when it came to charge jump. I was like, yo, how do you go about yes, no, maybe, no? Like, how do you go about deciphering that? And I think he gave a really good response to that.
I think you look at the feedback and say, hey, is it valid? We have time to do it. I know a lot of people had an issue with the dive not having enough momentum. I just played this morning. We wanted to get testing it out, so we wanted to get able to make that check. So it's just a balance of like, do we think it's best for the game? And that means we have time, and is it going to take away from something else? Like that's easy to give it to you, read everything, and then remember back at E3 in 2000, oh God, I don't know. The first time we showed real gameplay, we showed the actual when real game, I mean footage from the game that we were chasing the helicopter. Yeah. You were like, oh, it felt slow. Yeah, it felt slow. Well, it was slow, so we added more things to make it faster and stuff like that. So, it's just a pick and choose. Not pick and choose, but is it accurate? Are they something that are showing how to play? And then, if we have time, if it's gonna make a big difference. 9 times out of 10, we'll find a way to do it.
So one of the biggest chunks I took out of that is that really do they have enough time? Because they already have things that they want to implement. Do they have enough time? It may be a good idea, and it may, enhance the gameplay, but they may not have enough time to implement it. And especially given, the plethora of bugs that they have in the game thus far, imagine doing something, and then you're like, oh, it's a really great idea. We want to do it. We're just going to put it in there. And then not having that time to really polish it out. Because this is a fairly polished game, and there's still bugs that creeped in. So imagine adding, I don't know, one of the ideas that people had, and they put it in there, and it's just poorly implemented. Now they're going to get docked for that, because they're going to be like, yo, this is a garbage. Look, it doesn't even work and function properly. So it's that management of time. Will it be fun and will it enhance the game, or will it detract from other features of the game? And I think that's another thing that many people need to take into account. It's like, yeah, this may be a great idea, but it would detract from another game mechanic that they have in Mission 2, 3, and 4, or another game mechanic that they're pushing as like, hey, this is a really innovative idea. So there's a lot to take into account, and it's really interesting to see what they chose to take from player feedback and fan feedback, and what they chose to, leave by the wayside. Now, one of the biggest things of working in the gaming industry, or working in any high pressure job, especially sales or something like that, is how do you go about relaxing? I asked him, and I was like, yo, how do you what are your vices essentially? How do you go about relaxing in such a high pressure, this is going to be starting off the Marvel world. This is the first, really, it's not It's not Insomniac's IP. It's not their own. This is Spider-Man. It's not their own IP, but in addition to that, it's Spider-Man. So it's like if you screw this up, like everyone's gonna hate you. You're gonna be pretty much blackballed, I would imagine, in the gaming industry. Like, yo, they screwed up Spider-Man. Don't even. We gave them a shot. They screwed it up. So I'm like, how do you go about that stress? And his response was pretty awesome.
Yeah, there's a lot of relief. It's nice to see people like and have people liking it. It seems like I can't believe people are playing it already. It's been awesome, man. It's been really great. I mean, the fan reaction has been awesome. I didn't know photo mode would be that popular, so it's kind of crazy. But yeah, it's kind of we worked really hard on it. Finally get that down. It's been awesome.
So for those of you who didn't hear, is that his response was that, seeing the fans' enjoyment, seeing the positive response and feedback from the game was relaxing to him. And it's I guess he's right, because if you think about it, you're really, his main thing, what he said during the 2016 trailer was like, yo, I hope I got this. I hope I don't screw this up. I think I got this. And once you release it out into the world, once you release your baby, and God forbid, let's say he just got scathing reviews like, oh, this is the worst thing ever, blah, blah, blah. I mean, all that pressure leading up to that, I would imagine a person would just collapse under that. Just like, oh my God, we spent years of my life goes into this and they don't like it. It's all worth it at the end when he gets, that report, once he gets that pat on the back, once he gets the applaud and the praise from people who played the game. We're like, yo, good job. So the next two questions I asked him about was actually photo mode and the Spidey Squad. I was like, yo, were you anticipating like a big community as there happened to, come up from the ashes around this game? Like, were you expecting that? And he was like, of course, he was like, hell no.
Did that come from anything out of nowhere? I never expected that. I mean, I knew there were a lot of Spider-Man fans, but I didn't know it was going to be like this. So, I mean, got the best fans out there for sure, so it's crazy. And the great thing is we made a lot of improvements based on the feedback, so.
Now, lastly, of course, you guys already know. You guys already know that I was going to ask about my Raimi suit. Like, hashtag Raimi suit. Like, I am Raimi suit. Like, I think that makes sense. So I'm not even gonna lie, I totally tattled on James Stevenson. I was just like, well, James put out a tweet with the Raimi logo, and then he put the caption, "The City that Never Sleeps," and the DLC it comes out on Sam Raimi's birthday. So I mean, that's what James did.
What did James say? Oh, I didn't know he did that.
So apparently Bryan Intihar didn't know about that. He kind of, sidestepped the question. It seems like they really want to put it in. I don't know what's going on. There's another person who asked the same exact question. They said, they can't confirm, if it's going to be in the game or whatever. And I get it. So, I mean, I'm hoping it's going to be in the game. I mean, there's a lot that goes on, especially, I mean, with Stevenson's tweet. I mean, it comes to a point where it's like, okay, this is beyond coincidence. Like, like either you're trolling people or you're actually hinting. And I know he put out another tweet talking about people are reading way too much into the tweet that I put out with the spider. I'm like, bruh, come on. You're going to put out, damn well how much hype is behind that suit. Put out the logo, put the caption on it, and then we're crazy for looking into it. We're crazy that it comes out on the same day that Sam Raimi's birthday is out. So nobody did the homework on that, but I'm crazy for thinking that. Come on, my guy, come on. So when it comes to the Raimi suit, officially, we don't know. I'm still hoping that it's gonna be in there. I know they released the new DLC suit, which I'm not a big fan of that design, not at all. I hopefully there are other movie suits that come out with it, because there's two other suits that they haven't announced. I know they announced the custom suit, but here's hoping that suit's in there. Please, Insomniac. Anyways, guys, that's the video. Let me know what you guys think. Whether or not you enjoyed the questions I asked. You maybe want to see more of this whenever they have their event, or if you believe, you know what, you failed, Lucas. You had one job, and that was to get the Raimi suit, and you didn't get a straight answer. I'm sorry. Either or, I hope you guys enjoyed the video. If you did, please feel free to like, share, comment, subscribe. Oh, that fun stuff. Till next time, guys, be amazing. Come on, my guy. Come on.